Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. We have a $20 million McClaren supercar here. Now actually it's a 1975 Manta Mirage. This has a 350 with 425 horsepower in it. It's only 1,900 pounds. This thing's a rocket ship like the McClaren. It was a kit car that was built in the 70s, very rare, very limited production. This one only has 1,100 actual miles on it since it was done. Go to volocars.com. That's where you can read all the specs, study all the pictures. That's where you find the prices on all of the collector cars we offer for sale. volocars.com. If you enjoy watching these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the bell icon, be notified as the new ones are posted. Right now, buckle up, let's go for a spin. Yeah, it's a pretty cool car. I think it was way ahead of its time. This is kind of like what the Porsches and McLarens look like, the little cockpit with the one wiper, and it, believe me, is a fraction of the $20 million McClaren. I think someone's going to have a lot of fun with this car. It is set up like a race car. This thing will run and drive down the streets, but this thing will also go on the track and perform and corner and handle. It is built like that. It's not just a Volkswagen. This is a real frame chassis with 425 horsepower. Anyway, underneath the car, up front, it does have a Volkswagen axle with custom spindles. It has air shocks in the front with a switch you can control from inside. Because the nose is so long, if you come up to a steep driveway, you can actually raise the front of the car to get in and out of those driveways. And you can lower it down to get the optimum handling. In back, it's a Corvair transaxle, so it's an independent suspension in back. And it all looks new. It's all gloss black. The hardware looks new. And actually, the story with this car, it sat around for the first several years, didn't get built. This gentleman has owned it 23 years. He's the one that put the car together. He made a lot of improvements on the car, and it only has 1,100 and something miles on it. That's all this car has since it's been built. It does have disc brakes up front. You look up at the motor, it's nice and clean. There's two blowers underneath the car. They blow directly on the headers to keep them cool, keep the fiberglass from burning up, and it blows the air out and keeps it cool. And when you're moving, you don't really need that on. So it's a hand-laid fiberglass body, painted red. The body's in really good shape. I can't say it's flawless. There's a nick on the edge of the headlight opening here, and a little star you can barely see, like a rock maybe came up from underneath and hit it. So if you look for imperfections, you'll find a few minor ones. But I'm going to tell you, it is slick red paint. It even feels slick to the touch, smooth and glossy. The headlights are electric. They pop up. You got air extractors on the fenders, and in the middle there, it was kind of cool when I was pulling in because that front end dips down so far. Just the viewpoint was different than I've ever noticed before. You can see the ground right in front of you. Now I'm going to open the hood, or the rear, this whole rear thing here does open. But let me explain the doors first. This does lock if you want to use the key, but right now I just have it set down, so this should just lift up. I'm going to get my fingers under it. There we go. So that just lifts up, and these also come off because you don't have a lot of ventilation in here. If you're going to be out driving, I would take them off, but for display, it's kind of cool the way it is. Now the doors, they're Lamborghini style. So I think it's a pretty cool feature. This car is going to get attention. You go to car shows and cruise nights, it's going to get attention. Now why don't we open the hood, or the engine compartment I should call it. It even has an alarm. It has a stereo. Has 4-point racing harnesses in here. The interior is like a cockpit of a race car. It is all carpeted, but it's tight. You can't be a real big guy in here. The pedals are close together. It does have a full set of matching Stuart Warner gauges. It has a detachable leather-gripped Leccara steering wheel. It has a whole panel of toggle switches. The engine compartment's pretty sharp. It makes a neat display. It's a 350 motor with 425 horsepower. It has four, I think they're Weber carburetor, 2-barrel carburetors. It's all new. It's got a really neat fuel delivery system, neat air cleaners, matches the valve covers. Another matching cover back there in the transaxle. Everything's painted up nice. Really cool looking custom made headers, stainless braided hoses. Just a really slick motor compartment. You got some polished aluminum components here. But getting back to the inside of the car, yeah, it's not like getting in a Cadillac. You climb in and you climb out, and you have these racing harnesses to put on. The clutch is very stiff. It's a center force clutch. It releases easily. In other words, it doesn't just jump, but it is stiff. It's a hard clutch. It's got a 4-speed transmission, got an emergency brake. It does have 2 small vents in here with a blower. You can give yourself some fresh air if you do have the tops on it. And the neat thing about this car, there's also like a glove compartment here you can open up. It's got interior lights. I don't know a graceful way of getting out of it. But the neat thing about this car is we have a 3-ring binder. It's the assembly manual and how the car was built. It has all the wiring diagrams. So everything is explained in that. You can only open one side at a time, though. They both open, but just one at a time. But here's the detailed, very detailed instructions of all the wiring through the car. Here's the assembly manual that you got when you bought the car. So a lot of detailed notes, which of course I didn't study every one of them, but whoever owns the car, this will make it real easy. And the gentleman we got it from, he built it. He's owned it 23 years. If you ever have questions, we can ask him. The wheels are aluminum Ultra wheels, 15-inch. I was looking at them up close. They look brand new. They're polished real nice. You got Mickey Thompson performance tires all the way around. So that's my impression of this car. I think it's a cool piece. Whether you just want something to turn all the heads or go to car shows or put on the track or all of the above, I think this will do it. And you don't have to spend $20 million. You can go to volocars.com. There's plenty of ways to contact the salesman. They'll answer any questions they can for you. They can help get it financed. They can help get it delivered to your door. And if you enjoy watching the videos, this is a good example. You never know what we'll get next. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell icon. You'll be notified as the new ones are posted. And I'm trying to turn the ignition off and on, and my glasses on. There we go. Pretty cool car, very rare car too. Also, he showed this car. He won trophies from California to Chicago, and it was in Kitcar magazine one time too. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.